Hey team, Matt here. Thought I'd do a deep dive into the game film from our recent game in the Millworks League. Obviously, our first time playing the 2-3 zone. I saw some things in watching the film that we could really look at and look to learn from. So we made plenty of mistakes, but the good thing is we can look at the film, we can learn from it, we can get better. So if we do have to pull out the 2-3 as we head into the playoffs, it would be nice to have some expectations that we can all be relying on for who's whatever position you're in. We know our responsibility. So I just wanted to look. I'm gonna just let the film run, and then I want to get into. I'll stop it. There'll be like a handful of possessions that I really want to break down, and otherwise I'll just kind of let it run and touch on some things that I saw. And then, in addition to the 2-3 zone, just a few other ideas as we come to them, whether it be offensively or just in general. Obviously, I don't know everything. If I make a mistake or you disagree with me, please feel free to point it out, to contest the point. I'm all for that. I just want to, like I said, I just want our expectations as a team to all be in line. Again, as we head into the playoffs. So I'm going to get into it and start rolling the film. Now, the 2-3 zone, we know, is vulnerable to the open three, but that doesn't mean we just want to needlessly give up open threes. I thought there were a lot of possessions where we could have closed out better, where we could have contested better, where we could have just played better defense. Um, Interestingly enough, the very first possession of the game I'll get into right here, I think is one that Blue actually executes pretty well. And so when they get the open shot, it might be one we just end up living with because again I think they just ran well. I don't know what Lucas is doing here. Maybe just some confusion between me and him early in the game, but obviously that got cleared up. So I'm not going to spend time on that. All right. They're moving the ball. I should have trapped there. So right here, this is a good double from Lucas, and almost gets the steal. And what happens here? So number 5, who I didn't realize until after I watched the film, he only took one shot all game, I think. But he did have a pretty good drive and a pretty good Euro step. But right here is what I was talking about as far as something you might live with the 2-3 zone. So he's going to drive baseline here. Ideally, of course, we want to take that away. And then he's going to show some pretty excellent vision and a great pass to number 1 over here. Great skip pass, good vision from number 5 to see that. Gabe almost gets a piece of it anyway. And now 1's going to have an open shot. So again, with the vision, with the good pass, with being in the 2-3, maybe we live with this one. A couple of things like, maybe Lucas can get back to cut off the baseline, but he did go for that steal, and he almost got it. So I don't see anything wrong there. Possibly the closeout from Ivan can be a little harder, but as I look at that again, maybe even that's even though Ivan has a guy on him here, I think he can still close that out a little harder and hope that Gabe picks up the inside guy. He is a little bit overloaded here. Gilly's right to help as he has no one high. But again, I'm not going to spend too much more time on this one just because, again, I think they made a good play. So we can just let it roll. And then we're going to see a really good rebound from Lucas here. And I didn't want. That's another thing I didn't realize until watching the film is Lucas was a beast on the boards in this game. So great job, Lucas, down low. Gabe tying his shoe. Apparently, we're the team that doesn't know how to tie our shoes. I'm gonna call out myself here. Ivan's a little bit guilty of this too, at least on this possession. I was kind of just lightly running around in the zone, not making a lot of hard cuts. I need to cut more violently. I need to make the defense think about something. Suck in the defense a little bit. To get some space, make them sweat a little bit, and I just I didn't make enough hard cuts. Good little screen from Gabe. I'm gonna move the ball here. And then a bad pass from Ivan we get to watch Gilly get back and make a nice block, and Ivan's not hanging his head because he made a bad pass. He's getting back on defense, so nice work. Watch Gilly's block again. There we go. And once Gilly's back in play, hits Gilly, good. I like the ball movement here from Gabe. So this guy way overcommits on a shot, on my shot here. So I'm just going to get it into Gabe, and then he's going to find an open Gilly. I know Gilly misses the shot, but I mean this one's going to fall. We'll take this all day, wide open up top. Nice ball movement. Good board from Gabe. And then here's the first suicide I owe you guys, dropping the ball and then making a horrible pass about 10 feet to the left of Gilly. So, just something to touch on there. I think one of the things we can do as a team, so first two possessions, and Ivan and I have kind of made silly turnovers. One thing we can do as a team, I think, is just be smarter with the ball and take care of the ball better. I think we can cut down on a lot of our turnovers because a lot of them are just avoidable. Things like this. I was definitely moving too fast. I was rushing things. So as we move into the playoffs here, let's be smart with the ball. Don't try to force things or rush things. If we cut down on those avoidable turnovers, I think obviously we're going to be much more dangerous on offense. All right. Getting into the next possession, I also wanted to take a look at this one. So Gilly gets screened. I pick up 6, and then I kind of have to recover here. Now, as soon as I'm there, I should let Lucas know so he can get back down. Gabe has a nice help down here. Now, I wanted to point out that in the videos that Danny shared, he talked about cutting off baseline drives, not allowing the offense to drive baseline. And here, it does make a lot of sense. If Gabe closes out to the baseline and forces this guy to the middle, Lucas and Ivan have a lot easier time helping here. Instead, he does get baseline. And even though Gabe and Ivan are in pretty good guarding position, he makes the nice pass to number 4. Good execution there, but maybe the only thing is, again, if we can cut off the baseline drive. He's going to be a nice floater from Gilly. That's over a very tall and good contest there. Let's see that again. Number 4 is going to make a really good contest, and that's just a good floater. This one, Gilly and I need to communicate. I thought I was handing Gilly off here, and what my thought was, and again, I'll say it again, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Gilly needs to get back out and recover here faster because because we have Gabe back there on the middle cutter, and that is on Gilly's side. Like I said, again, if that's not the case, we should communicate. We should talk about it as a team again, so we know our expectations. But I think that's just a harder recover from Gilly. Again, I'm just jogging. I'm going to get up in transition. Good job getting back. Of course, we did let a guy get back there, but Gabe and Ivan were on it. Nice steal from Lucas because of the pressure. Good idea. And then that's a nice pass from Gabe. Watch that one again. Whoop. Good finish, Ivan. We miss gimmies on this team. So, good job finishing that. So right here, first of all, Ivan can probably get out. You can get out a little harder on him and guard the man. You know, just because we're in zone doesn't mean, you know, we want to play passively. And I was guilty of this, and I saw a couple others where, you know, a lot of us were guilty of this. You know, not getting up and pressuring the man. And we always want to pressure the guy with the ball. It makes it harder to pass and things like that. So this can be a little harder on the man-to-man defense from Ivan. And then here, especially, as soon as you see that the guy in the Gabe has the guy down low cut off from the basket, and Ivan has two guys, so Ivan can stay over here. He pinches a little too much here, and this is an open shot. Fortunately for us, he misses it, but again, we want to learn from the mistakes here. And then good board. Ivan's going in transition. When he sees that nothing's there, he wisely gives it to Gilly. Good with that. Nice little screen there. And again, that's a good shot. I like this. I like little screens like this against the 2-3 zone. It gives the ball handler a little bit of space. It's not easy to help on, especially because Headband over here has his own zone to worry about, and so Lucas would be left wide open. So little screens like this are really effective in the zone. I like them. And then again, this is a good shot. It misses, but. So Ivan can be over toward his man again. So Gabe and Ivan should be talking here. And so when we're talking, we gotta be clear. We can't just because we're loud doesn't mean anything. We gotta make sure that our teammates know what we're saying. So in this case, Gabe has number 4 cut off, and so Ivan needs to take the corner here. So again, giving him too much space. Good block. I love that he wants the foul too. Headband wants the foul right here. This is just a good. Gabe pops out from his man, and that's just a really good block. That's so clean too. I don't know what he is putting his hands up about. Good block, Gabe. Again, Ivan going in transition, and then pass. Again, let's be a little cleaner with the passes here. Good drive. Space, another good board. It's a great flip. Got to finish those gimmies. We have a problem with that. Let's go up strong at the rim. When we're right there, we've missed a lot of gimmies all season. We missed a couple already this game. There'll be a couple more. Let's just be patient, go up strong. We got to finish those. Those are important buckets. This is a really good pass from number 4 here. So in transition, he's going to get bumped by Ivan. And from beyond half court, he's going to make this pass underneath. I was hoping he would go up with that. I was ready to pin it on the glass. His teammates were telling him to go up with it. Number 5 has a nice little euro. We were able to defend that one as a team. Right here, Lucas is telling me to cut, but the ref hasn't given Gabe the ball yet. That's what I was waiting for. And then I cut, and number 3 kind of sees me. Like, oh man, I'm caught. But Gabe looked him off. Nice pass from Gabe, looking him off. Here's number 12. This guy's a baller. I'm going to way over pursue this. I should really just... And then I allow him to get inside, so I really need to just close out, and if he does go up, just contest. So this is So this is a problem. I'm probably first of all too far up, and then allow him to get into the middle. So that's no good. And then this is really good. So 12 was just really good all around. He could shoot. he could drive to the basket, and this is just really smart. So you grab an offensive rebound. When's the best time to shoot a three? Well, it's off an offensive rebound because the defense is busy rebounding or trying to rebound, and shooters are open. So he immediately finds an open shooter. It's just a good play. Another good board from Lucas. Good job. Good board. That's ambitious. Another great dish, and Lucas finding some space. We gotta finish. Lucas and I switch in transition. Okay. This guy is for some reason going to shoot this. And then you'll hear me yell touch. And the reason I yell it so loud is for 3 reasons. That is me yelling touch. First reason, of course, is so our teammates know that, we need to get the ball. If it goes out of bounds, it's their ball. Second reason is so they know it's going short. And of course, you guys know I'm full of it. The third and most important reason is just so everybody knows that I got a block and Gabe can put a block on the stat sheet. That's a pretty good contest from Gabe. Gabe's gonna pick him up here. That's just a good drive, and this is a really good finish. 12's a baller. If we play them in the playoffs, we'll have to game plan around him. One of those little screens in the zone. I really like this shot from Gilly. Yeah, those will fall. They did later, as we know. I have to recover more there. I need it, yeah. So this one, I need to recover to 11 a lot faster, so Gilly doesn't have to come over to help. And now 12 is on an island. I had a couple of those where I was guilty of just not recovering fast enough. Another great block from Gabe. Slow that down. That's a good entry pass. He's got baseline. Great work from Gabe. And securing the rebound. And Ivan, good job. I don't know what I'm doing here, trying to set a screen somewhere. Yeah, we get a timeout. And time for the second team. So Chris gets it started the same way that Ivan and I did with throwing a turnover. Let's clean those up. I just like to stop here and just we can all enjoy the fact that Flip has been on the court for 18 seconds and he is tired. So just wanted to point that out so we can all have a good laugh. I know I did. All right, back to work. So that's a wide open three. This help from Danny. This is probably too much from Danny. So Flip's already between the big and the basket, and Flips up a little bit. So Chris and Tristan are pinched a little bit. I don't know if this is top help. Maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if top should be helping down here, especially again across his zone too. So Danny's man now has an open zone and a wide open three. Chris is going to go. That's a good drive-in kick is good there. This is a good foul from Chris. They're moving the ball well. Number 4 does a good job here, waiting for Sammy to commit because Danny hasn't got back yet, and then making the pass. That's just smart. And then 12 is going to do his head fake again, but that's just, hey, they're moving the ball well. That's a good foul. Take it. And, you know, you can get a steal out of that sometimes. I'm happy with that play. All right, I want to dive into this inbounds possession here. There are a couple key points right here. We want to, okay. So on the inbounds, we're going to notice, well, let's just watch it first, and then I'll back it up. I don't know how all of a sudden they do that. It's behind the back pass to a great pass to a shooter. Okay, so the first problem I see here is that Chris is kind of just in his zone, but not on anyone. So I think there are 2 options here. The first, and maybe my favorite, is to go harass the inbounder. It makes the pass a lot harder. Or he could back off closer to the basket with more vision of the court. But I think that, again, if there's nobody over in his zone, I think it makes a lot of sense to be on the inbounder here. Flip can pick anybody up on that side who tries to get to the basket. The defense is going to be shifted over that way anyway. So that's one thing. I think we should be on the inbounder there. And another thing to look at here is that Sammy is extended in the zone here out towards 12. Now, if 12 can show us that he can hit that shot from that far out, then we either have to get out of the zone or we can extend the zone. But in this case, a zone defense, it's important to be compact. And from extending out here on the top, we have number 4 who's just wide open in the middle. Flip should be up a little bit more here, although again, this would be alleviated if Sammy was back in standard guarding position here. I don't think this pass would be this easy. So those are just 2 things I saw there. So allowing them to get this first easy pass, and I'm sorry, I just said Flip. Flip might want to be up, but he can't because there's a guy baseline. So it's really important that we don't extend the zone too far. We start doing that in the second half, weirdly. But the problem with extending the zone too far is this: you have the big holes in the middle. And then again, guarding the inbounder makes the pass harder as well. A couple things on this. They're going to see this is just all about. He just throws this behind the back, in game. That's actually a decent contest considering the circumstances there from Danny. We'll roll on. Chris is going to attack here and get a foul called. Which, as we know, is a rare occurrence. There's one. All right. Pass him off. That's a good play there. Okay. Another shot. I was good with all this movement, so Danny's helping here. Now, as soon as Sammy recovers, he should be telling Danny. Because Danny needs to get back, so the sooner the better on here. Once he sees that Sammy's here, or Sammy tells him he's there, you can tell Danny I'm good, so that way Danny can get back. That being said, since Danny wasn't there, Tristan rotated up. That's a good contest. Chris is going to attack here in transition. Our transition here could be a little better. We got a guy wide open here, but Tristan will get out on him. Good double here. So we're going to have Tristan and Phil get down on the ball handler. That's pretty good in transition. And then here, I think, Chris, you need to contest a little harder here. I know you've been driving to the bucket. You might be a little tired. If you're tired, make sure you get a sub, because this should be a harder contest. That's too easy a shot. We can't let that go. Especially when we have that much time. And one thing to note about this team, in case we do play them again, let's keep in mind a lot of their misses, from what I saw in the film, was like, right off back rim, right off front rim, pretty good stuff. Pretty close shots. It's not like they were missing badly. So we want to make sure we're not giving up these wide open looks to a team that has shown they have, decent three-point shooting accuracy, at least for this league. So this is a good cut from 11. Slow it down here. So Tristan can help here. That makes sense, especially until Flip gets there. Now once Flip is there, and you got Sammy too. Tristan, I think it's important that for this wing to stay on this side, make sure he can get back to 12. So that's just the only problem here. Is this help is fine, but make sure you stay able to guard your guy, especially when you see that he's cut off. And that contest would be able to be a little bit earlier, and maybe you stop that 3. Good pass there from Chris. Another bad pass. Good block. I think that's the only shot number 5 took until the last 2 seconds of the game. Good contest. I don't know why he's shooting into Tristan there. Good double. They're able to get it out. And then, so here, we're scrambling a little bit. There was a block. There was an offensive rebound. Chris should be recovering to his zone at this point once it's established that Flip and Tristan are on the ball. Now Sammy correctly moves down here because there's no one high, so that's good. And then he's going to put a contest out here, but Chris should be here. Again, right off back rim. Good board from Flip. Good driving kick. It's good ball movement. Good contest from Flip there. Yeah. I want to see what happened there again. I actually didn't see this in my first review. Number 11 is going to make a good cut. So in transition. So he's coming from the wing, and he's going to cut across the middle after a man goes high-low. Yeah, and Flip's following that man, so nice little seam for him to find. And this is a good pass through 2 defenders. But then, again, a good recovery from Flip there. That was some good high-low stuff from Blue here. Maybe we can learn something from it. Yeah, so they're in transition. So 6 is going to go high-low. And then 11 is going to come from the wing. And now Flip's looking right at this guy who's going low, which he should. He should be defending that guy. And so 11, Sammy needs to get up here. So 11's going to find a nice little seam here. And this is an open shot. He should take it. Or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, Flip's getting up there. Instead of taking that shot, maybe the better idea is to find number 5, because as soon as Flip commits to number 11 here, 5's open, but Chris is correctly pinched. That's good job, guys. That's a good job defending that in transition. Yep. Box him out, though. Get your butt into him. Yeah, we could have had that. In the zone, you got to find a guy to box out, because you're not always on a man. Ivan's best friend, number 3, coming in. So a good little move to get into the space. Yep, pull in 2 defenders. That's a classic 2-3 move right there. So Sammy here, just like me earlier, overplaying. So on this contest, maybe start chopping the steps a step earlier, and then, you know, still contest if he goes up, obviously, but keep him away from the middle. I did the same thing earlier. Let a guy right into to a big space in the floor. It's no good. So let's make sure our closeouts are clean here, because this is just good work from number 6. He gets around to the middle, finds the space. Danny has to help, and then finds the open guy. Now, if we can, one thing we can do, if we can see this quicker, you know, the guy in the middle, whether it's Flip, Gabe, or whoever, if he can see that early, and get up to help so Danny can stay out, that would be a good thing to communicate. Of course, Tristan would need to get inside number 3 here, if that were the case. So. Good play from number 6. So Chris has been attacking all night, just like he said in the thread, in the WhatsApp before the game. We should attack the basket. I just want to talk about that for just a minute. So attacking the basket is a mentality, of course, that, you know, is never going to get you. You know, it's never going to get you a lot of pushback in basketball. It's a welcome mentality. Attacking the basket, it's a good one. I think there are 2 things to consider in this situation that should affect the way we think about something like that, though, as far as attacking the basket. Those 2 things, of course, being, one, in this game, they're in a 2-3 zone, so the idea is to take away that drive. It's to take away driving lanes, it's to take away that penetration. So we have to consider that. The other big thing to consider is in this league, we know these refs don't call a lot of fouls. So if we know these refs don't call a lot of fouls and they're playing 2-3, then we have to be, it doesn't mean we can't attack the basket. It's still a good mentality. But we got to keep in mind, if we're attacking the basket, it's got to be a go up strong and we're going to finish. It has to be a mentality of finishing through contact. We cannot, the worst thing we could do is have a mentality that we're going to drive in to draw contact, because they're in a 2-3, so that it's limiting penetration anyway. And we have refs who don't call a lot of fouls. So the objective absolutely cannot be to just draw contact. We need to be thinking, going up strong, we're going to finish even if we get hit, because it might not get called. And, you know, hopefully if you get absolutely whacked, then, you know, you get to go to the line. That's just my thoughts on that. Attacking the basket, obviously a good mentality, and something Chris has done a couple times already in this game is drive and kick, which works really well against the 2-3 zone. Of course, you know, you draw in a defender or 2, and then you hit Sammy, or you hit some guy who's just standing there all alone. So the drive and kick is a good idea. Just my 2 cents on that. We got to be able to, if we're going to drive, again, it's got to be with that finishing mentality. Gabe getting, I think that's Gabe with the, yeah. Chris got a steal. Don't get to see it here. Flip with the 3. And so this is another one where we talked about it earlier. Make sure you're playing the man. You know, don't just play your zone. Once the ball's in your zone, you can play hard defense on that man. Chris is responsible for the help here on number 11, so Danny can get up and contest number 3. That was a little too easy. Remember right here, don't go up unless you know what you're doing with the ball. Come on, Chris, block that. Get up there. Pin that against the glass. Come on, Chris. All right, and then we're going to have here, this is probably 6 or 7 bad turnovers for us just in the first half. So again, just to reiterate that point, we got to take care of the ball. Now, this one is an easy fix here. Chris is the ball handler on the court, so this pass should not go to Felipe. This pass should always go to Chris. There's nobody on him. This should absolutely just be an inbounds to Chris every time. Nice Euro. Go back and we'll give number 5 some credit here. Nice Euro. So where was Danny? Danny was down, so Tristan probably needs to pick this up down here and let Danny know so he can get back. Remember, that was another thing in the video that Danny sent is, there's that communication where once the man who should have him, in this case Tristan, is there, he needs to let Danny know so that Danny can get back to his zone. Because, of course, in this case, with the zone being vacated, 5 walks in here. And actually 3 does too. That's just a nice little take. I'm going to finish up the first half here. Good recovery. So, I don't know if Gilly should stay there on 4. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so I think as soon as Gilly comes off 4 here, like right here, he needs to be getting back to his zone. I know the ball's right there. I guess he needs to stay on 5 there. So Ivan's over helping here. Once Gilly has this zone taken away, that's up too far for Ivan. But again, it comes down to communication too. Gilly needs to let him know. And with Gilly looking at this too, he can be shifting down to Ivan's zone and just talk to him. Yeah, maybe here a little too much over helping, not enough communication. Gabe picks it up nicely. And good recovery. In and out. That's a tough one. Okay. And, we got a basket out of it the first time, so Gabe and I are going to try the same play, only this time I'm going to miss it 15 feet short. Yeah, so here when Ivan sees, and again, this can come down to communication too. When Ivan sees that Gabe is on 4, he needs to make sure he doesn't overhelp, as one in the corner, one's just moving to the corner here. So Gilly and Ivan need to stay disciplined, and in this case, it's Ivan's zone that he moves into. That's a nice quick pass from 4. Good recovery though from Ivan getting out there. It's just that shot can be avoided. All right here, so we see. Now Gabe's up, so Ivan should be mindful of the basket. The lower guys do need to pinch if the middle guy's up, but in this case, I think Ivan has to stay out with number 1. Which would, of course, if we just want to go back there one more time. Which also makes it very important that Lucas stays in front of 3. That other side, the backside lower guy will need to make sure he's in so that Ivan can go defend his zone on the strong side. Nice feed. Good cut from Gabe. That's just a good feed from Gilly too. We've got good passers on this team. We just got to make good cuts like that. I should trap there. So again, so Gilly's got number 1. That's the shortest pass. So it's a good idea for him to be there rather than closer to 3. A couple important things here. So, especially with 6 backing off and with the ball moving to this side, Ivan, I think, can help here until Gilly gets there. And Gilly just needs to have a strong close here. This just needs to be a sprint at number 3. I know he's back, but he's not back, that far. So we probably want to contest that. I don't fault Ivan here for, not wanting to leave 6, not wanting to come too far up. I think we should get out there, though. Maybe a show from Ivan and just show like you're helping and going to close out, and again Gilly just with a harder close out there, I think would be good. Pick that off, Matt. Come on. Good contest from Lucas. Lucas working on the boards. Trap, Matt. Yeah, I should trap here. Yeah. Good ball movement there, and then Gabe's going to get a piece. Good, yeah. Ivan bodies that guy. That's a good skip pass. Yeah, I let that in way too easily. That's just bad defense. Good board, Lucas. Yeah, that's just way too easy. I got to guard that better. Nice board. Good idea. Okay, so I think this is a basket. And, okay. So we'll watch that again. Okay. So I think what happens here, Gilly's got a pick, but I'm right on him. Now, I think, especially with the ball up this high and with me helping right here, I think Gabe is up too high. Because when Gabe comes up high, Lucas and Ivan need to pinch. And so Lucas needs to get inside position on number 4 here, which he does, which is correct. But if Gabe was back and could take number 4, then Lucas can help on this pass, because the 6 is in my zone now. So now Lucas helps until I get there. But in this case, because Lucas had to pinch because Gabe was up high, neither of us can get there. So again, I think the right answer here is to be careful coming up too high when you're in the middle, when the ball's up top. They get a bucket. I think this is the end of the half. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's half number 1. It was a pretty bad half. Again, I counted about at least probably 7 bad turnovers there. We'll see the scoreboard in just a second. It's going to say 24-10. So I don't know. We're going to have to work pretty hard to pull this one out in the second half, I think. But yeah, so that's just a dive into some of the mistakes in the first half in the zone. I know the second half was a different showing. I have looked at the second half, and I'll do commentary for that one too. The problems were a little different in the second half. But yes, I can get into that then. So yeah, there you go. A little dive into the 2-3 zone. To be continued in the second half. Just in summary, take care of the ball more. We had probably 7 silly turnovers there. And then, when we're driving in this league, we got to make sure the mentality is to finish through contact, not just draw contact. As far as the 2-3 zone goes, as we all know, we got to communicate. We got to be communicating clearly, so we know what the not just that our teammates yelling at us, but what our teammate is yelling at us, and so. And I just hope this helped us to get a better expectation of our teammates, hopefully, and expectation of what each position should be doing. I'll say again that if I'm wrong on anything, if you want to contest anything, I'm open to that. I don't think I'm the most knowledgeable one on the team by any stretch of how basketball works. So if there's anything to discuss, let's discuss. Just I like doing this stuff. I apologize for the ums, the ahs, the pauses. Hopefully the audio is okay. This is actually my first time trying anything like this. It was fun. I wanted to do it. Yeah. So feel free to make fun of me for being a dork or engage. Anyone is welcome. And see you in the second half. Thanks, guys.